we're going to start, and again, I'm going to show you guys a couple variations this week. So some of these, if you want to do standing, I'll show you a variation that you could try standing.
Sure.
But everything will still be available to be seated in a chair if needed. So we're going to warm up, and basically I'm going to come towards the edge of my chair. Again, if you need more support, you can always stay farther back, but a little closer to the edge is going to make you engage that core more, and we're just going to march it out. So meaning kind of exaggerate those arms and those knees. And again, this is a really simple one where you can just stand up and you can do that marching just right in place. And make sure too, I like if we're in the chair, another variation is always just kind of tapping the toes, not putting those heels down. It's going to make you engage the core a little bit more. And we're going for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, nice and tall. We're going to have those arms at that chest for me. And same arm and leg is going to go to the side, and we're going to bring it back. We tap to the side and bring it back. And again, if we want standing, we're just going to be right here. And make sure, I'm going to show you from the side, when that arm goes back, pull it back, really squeeze that hand as we go. Nice and tall. That belly button sucked in. We got another 8, 7, 6, keep that chest up. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Roll those shoulders back and down. And now we're going to reach for the toes. So I want those hands to go straight out for me. And then I want you to think you're trying to get your toe to a hand. So we're going to straighten one leg and reach. We reach. And of course, you can always bend forward a little bit more, or you can keep that chest up and really try to make those legs come up towards the hands. Piper, back in class. Do you know where the snacks are in the, have Rylan show you where the snacks are. Sorry, little one is hungry, of course. We've got 3, 2, last one. Good. Nice and tall. Now we're going to go back and do one more round of all of those. So we start with that marching. So bringing those knees up. Again, either staying on those toes if we're seated. Standing up, make sure opposite knee and arm. And really try to pull those knees up nice and high. So we want to try to, if you'll say whether you're seated or standing, you want to think you're trying to get your knee higher than your belly button. And the reason we want to do that is that's going to make those abs really engage. Beautiful job. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. So once again, nice and tall. Now we're doing those arms and those feet. So remember, same arm and same leg. Go out, squeeze that arm back. We pull it back in and out. And this one, if you feel wobbly, whether it's in the chair or standing up, this one we want to think we're warming those arms up a little bit more. So you can always keep those legs in place and just move those arms if you need. Good, nice and steady. 5, 4, 3, Last one. Good. All right, now we got those toe touches. So to me, the hardest one of the group, because you got to really work that balance a little. So those hands go out. And then we're going to extend one foot, try to get to that toe. Other side. Because really the hard part is trying to keep that upper body and those arms kind of extended. And we make that lower half do more of the work. Beautiful job. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job. All right, roll it out. Now we're gonna work those arms. So this is where if you have some lighter weights, water bottles, cans, whatever, you can grab them. So we're gonna focus on the arms. Now this is one of those where if you wanna do it standing up, you can, or this one can be done seated. So this is one where it can be either way. It's not gonna change. If you're standing, let's just make sure we don't have those legs blocked out. We want these. All right, so we're gonna start with those arms at a 90-degree angle in front. So you kind of want to think that those elbows are together almost, and those palms are together, and the knuckles are up to the ceiling. So those wrists are straight. Yes, perfect. There we go. And then we're going to open it back, and then we're going to bring it forward. So we open back, so knuckles up to the ceiling. There we go. And elbows come together, and then we pull back. Good. So you're kind of keeping that 90-degree angle the whole time. And make sure those hips are still tucked, that tummy's tight, so we're not going to put too much pressure in the back. And this is one too, where if you start to feel a lot of pressure in the back, you can always lean back onto the back of the chair if you need to, instead of sitting at the front. We're going to do 2 more with this. 2. Now here, we're going to stay out to the side, and we're going to alternate. Right hand punches up, back down, left hand. Perfect. Right, left, right, left. Nice controlled motions. And if those shoulders get tired, you can always let those elbows come a little bit closer to the sides. If you want to make it harder, you want to keep that 90-degree angle a little bit longer. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Now one more on each arm. Let's even those sides out and relax. So now we're going to let those arms go by the sides, that tummy nice and tight. Now I'm going to make you work those abs a little. So I want you to go onto those toes if you can. Suck that belly in, so keep nice tall posture, and we're going to do a hammer curl. So we're going to bring those thumbs to the shoulders and go down. I'll come a little closer to the camera, and you'll cut my head off, but that's okay, just so you can see the line that I'm talking about. So we're not twisting those hands. You're squeezing. We control it up and down, tummy nice and tight. Again, whether you're seated or standing, make sure we've got that belly button sucked in. So the key with any curl is we don't want to be swinging, right? We want to set it down and we pull it up. We got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Relax it. Keep a hold of the weights. Let's roll those shoulders out though. Give them a little bit of a breather, because we know doing something once is no fun in my book. So we've got to do that all again. So now we are going to go back to the first one. So where those knuckles are straight up, those elbows close together, and then we open it. We do that nice squeeze back together, and we open back. Beautiful, just nice and steady. And again, with these, if it gets too much with the shoulders, you can always set those weights down. And trust me, ones like this, when you squeeze those shoulder blades back together and you're keeping those hands at this nice 90-degree angle, you are gonna work those shoulders and you're gonna work the back. Good. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, squeeze it back, really squeeze. Now, again, try to keep them at 90-degree angles. If those shoulders need a little bit of a break, you can hold them a little bit lower, and then we're gonna do that alternating press. Now, if this alternating press is really easy for you and you want that challenge, it's okay. You can always do both at the same time, but make sure if you do both, let's keep that tummy tight because we don't want to pull, we don't want to lean too far back when we press up. Use that core to keep it engaged. We've got 5, now 4, and 3, 2. I know those shoulders are starting to burn. Come on, let's do that last round, last one. Good. Let them go down. And now we got those bicep curls. So again, getting that core engaged a little by going on those toes, which just has you puff that chest up a little bit more. Suck that belly in and let's curl it. And remember, perfect hammer curl. So that means we're not twisting those wrists. Those thumbs are coming to the shoulders. So just like this, where those thumbs come right to the shoulders and down. And again, we stop at that chair or those hips, so we don't want to swing it back. We stop it and we pull it up. Ooh. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. Relax it. Now weights, we're going to need them again, but you can set them to the side so we can roll it out. We can relax it because now we're going to focus a little more on the legs and the core for this one. So this one, we are going to do what's called good mornings. So feet, put them a little bit wider apart, but you're still puffing that chest. So those feet are about shoulder width apart and nice and planted on the ground. Those hands are gonna go behind the head. We're gonna suck that belly button in and we're bending forward as far as we can, pulling it up. You can say hi, Rylan. You can come in and wave and say hi.
It's my recess because I got 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay, go back. Let me finish my class, okay? Come on, pulling up, controlling down. Remember, if you're up here, you're doing the class. So if you don't want to do the class, back downstairs. Pull it up and down. Good. Really suck that belly in. So really think about using that core and that lower back to pull yourself up. We're going to do 2 more. Controlling down and up. Here we go. Perfect. And relax it down. Now, this, we are going to work those calves a little bit for me. So you are going to work those arms and calves by being your own resistance. So meaning I'm putting my hands on the thighs, my tummy is tight, and I am pushing up onto my toes and down, but I'm using my arms to push down on my thighs. So meaning I am the resistance, we go up and we go down. So I'm pushing down on my thighs as hard as I can, but controlled. Nice and steady, up and down. We control it, up and down. Keep going. Let me get these ones downstairs. So up and Sorry about that. All right, so let's relax that one. Now we're gonna work on leg extensions. So this one, we can either grab that chair to give us a little bit more help. If you wanna make it a little bit harder, we keep the hands by those hips. We don't hold on to that chair. Really push your left foot into the ground so that left foot stays nice and planted. We're gonna pick that right foot up, tummy nice and tight, and then we're gonna straighten the leg and we bend it back. Now, hardest version means my foot's not touching. But if you need to, we straighten the leg and you can tap it back down. And again, if you're bracing yourself, you just hold on to that chair. And again, if you need to sit back, you can use the back of that chair for a little extra help, focusing on the leg. And don't worry, it's perfectly normal for that leg to want to dip down a little as we straighten it out. You've got 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. That foot's going to go down. Now, once again, we are pushing that foot down into the floor. Those hips are tucked, tummy is tight. Now we're going to pick that left foot up, that right foot's pushing down to the floor. We're straightening that foot, straightening the leg, pull it back. And again, we can either keep that leg up or we can tap that foot down to give ourselves that little breather at the back if we need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Foot goes down. We wiggle it out because now you know what's coming. We like a second round. So now we're back to those good mornings. So that means those feet inch nice and wide apart. Those hands are going to go by the head. Now this time I am going to switch it a little bit on you. So we're going to work a little more of the obliques, not just the side. So instead of going straight down, I want you to think that the opposite elbow is coming towards the opposite knee, and then you're pulling yourself up, and then we'll switch sides. So elbow comes towards the opposite knee, and we pull it up. So we're still going to be working that lower back, but now that little bit of an angle is really going to make those obliques work. And a simple modification, if this bending over makes you lightheaded or dizzy, you can stay standing up tall, and you can just do a nice spinal twist from that nice tall seated position. Good, really push through those heels when we bend forward. Tighten that stomach to help push us back up. We've got 6. Now 5. 4 more on each side, so 8 total left. Now 3. 4 more, 2 on each side. Now last round. I know my obliques are feeling it. I hope you ladies are feeling it too. And pull it up. Good. It's a sneaky one, right? Seems so simple at the beginning, but it really can get into that nice waist. So now we're doing those calf raises where you are your own resistance. So we're here, we're nice and tall. I'm pushing my legs down and then I pull it up and down. So it's really simple. So from the side, we're just going up and down, squeezing, and I'm pushing against those feet coming up, building that resistance as much as I can. Beautiful. And this time, hopefully I won't make you do quite as many because no kids are going to come running up being rambunctious. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, now we got that leg extension. So the good news, you get through this one, then you're going to get a little breather for the legs, and we're going to move back to working those arms. So this one, again, hands either on the hips, or we can grab a hold of that chair if we need a little bit more. That chest is nice and up. Let's start with the left leg first this time. So let's keep that right leg planted. Let's pick that left foot up, and let's kick it out and back. And again, we can always tap that foot down if we need to. And this one too, make sure if we watch from the side, try to keep that chest up. I know we want to lean back, but try to keep that nice tall posture as we straighten that leg out. Good. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now, shift in that weight. So now that left foot's going to go nice and planted. That tummy's tight. Now we're going to pick up that right foot, extend it, and back. Beautiful. Nice and controlled. Again, tapping that foot when it comes back if we need to. Puff that chest, keep those shoulders up. I know that back's getting tired with these. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Relax it. Great job. Now let's grab those weights again for me. So now we're going to go back to that upper body. So we're going to grab those weights once again. So again, these are ones where if you want to try standing up, that's just fine. We're going to start with a chest press. So I'm going to show you from straight on, and I'm going to turn and show you from the side. So this one, the key that I want you to remember is I want your wrists higher than your elbows. All right. So it's really easy to kind of start to get like this, but that's going to hurt that rotator cuff. So we want to make sure those wrists stay higher than the elbows, and we're going to press forward, and we're going to bring it back, press it, and bring it back. So again, I'll show you from this side. I'm going to come a little closer. Don't worry if we can't see my head. So we go straight out and back, but notice, especially when I come back, I let those elbows drop down a little, and I get those wrists higher than those elbows. And again, this is one where when we come back, squeeze it back, and then we press it forward. We squeeze back, we press forward. Nice and controlled. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Good. It's going to go down. Now we're going to work on those triceps. So this one, we are going to pull the elbows back for me. So the weights are kind of by the hips, and then we're going to straighten the arms and curl them up. So again, I'll show you standing. So this one, whether you're standing or seated, we're right here. We squeeze back and we're up. And this one, you might tilt forward a little, especially if you're seated. And that's okay. That's going to let you get a little more extension. And standing up, this one, I always like to have one foot forward. That's going to make sure we don't put too much pressure on that back. We squeeze, and you can even do 1 foot forward in that chair to help give you a little support if you're doing that tilt forward. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, those hands, if we're seated, are going to go onto those knees. If you're standing, they're just going to be right in front of you. So we're going to do some nice shoulder work. So that means from those knees, we're going to lift it up to shoulder height, and we're going to tap them back down. So we lift up and down. So of course, from standing, make sure those knees are bent. And whether you're seated or standing, we're going to stop at those shoulders. So we don't need to go over the shoulders. 5, tummy tight, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to put the hands to the sides. So on the sides of that chair, once again, puff that chest up, and we're going to lift to the side and down. And again, stopping at shoulder height. So if we're standing, it's still just right here. Make sure those knees are bent. We're lifting, we're stopping at your shoulder height and even a little below if you need to. Good, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, roll those shoulders out a little, because again, you know what's coming now, don't you? The second time around with it, yeah. Second time around. So roll the shoulders out, and now is a good time too, if you want a little breather, take a drink. I'm gonna get a little water too. And then we're back to the chest presses. So the first thing we did on this series was that chest press. So that means that tummy tight, those wrists higher than the elbows, and we press forward and squeeze it back. So again, those arms go straight out and then we pull the elbows back. So really envision that these weights, you got to pull them back, squeeze those shoulder blades. So if you look at my back when I'm doing it, I always say I want to be able to see those shirts wrinkle. I always love wrinkles. They're always good when you're working out because that means you're squeezing muscles. Chest nice and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we got those triceps for me. So we pull those elbows back, and I'll show you from the side for this one to make sure you can see. So if we're seating, I like to put 1 foot forward, 1 foot goes back, and that's the same if we're standing. Tummy's tight, that chest is tilted forward a little, those elbows, pull them towards the back of the room, and we straighten the arms, and we pull it forward, squeeze back. So the important part with the tricep is getting that straight arm. Because when that arm gets straight back, so that back motion, so right there, squeeze. Once you get it all the way back, we get that squeeze. That's what really gets the tricep. And make sure control it. We don't want to see, you know, flailing around here. Even if it's a lightweight, you squeeze it and bring it forward. Squeeze and forward, nice and controlled. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Roll it out a little. Now those feet can go back to being together. Those arms are going straight out in front. Tuck those hips, so suck that belly button in. Hands on the front of the legs, and let's lift to shoulder height and back down. Pulling up and down. Nice and controlled. Now, if you have a bad shoulder or it gets really hard, you can always switch to alternating sides when you're doing these shoulder raises. That will obviously give one side a little bit of a breather as the other side lifts up. We've got 4. Control it down, don't let them flop. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, now hands by the sides. Now we're doing that same shoulder raise, but now we're going to do it to the side. So puff that chest, chin nice and open, and let's lift it up. And once again, make sure we control it down. And again, if we're standing, same rules, meaning I don't want you going over your shoulder height. Beautiful. 5 more now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, weights, you can set them aside. We're pretty much done with those weights for the rest. There's a couple variations with this last round. If we want to make it harder, you can hold them, but all right. So again, roll it out. You can grab a drink if you want one. And now we're going to do a little more for that heart. We're going to get that heart rate back up. We're going to work those legs in some range of motion. So hip openers is what we are going to start with for this one. So this is where I want you to take really nice wide with those feet. So I'm sitting kind of close to the edge of my chair. That butt is up. And this one, especially if you feel a little wobbly, I want you to grab that seat underneath of you. And we are going to knock those knees in, and we're going to open them back up. So I kind of go onto my toes, I round those knees together, and then I put my heels back down and open it up. So basically doing what we like to call a nice clamshell or hip opener. So knees come together and we open up, squeeze them together, open it up. So we should feel a little on those inner thighs, a little on those hips, because I'm really, when I open to the side, I'm really squeezing them as open as I can. And I'm really trying to push my knees together. We've got 4 more. Now 3, open, 2, last one together, and let's squeeze it open. Good. Now, feet back in front for me. Now this one, we're going to do all one side and then we're going to switch. So I want you to take that left hand and put it behind the head for me. Your right hand can either hold onto the chair for a little balance. If you want to make it harder after the first couple, so hold on to the chair for the first few for me. And then if it's easy, then you can put your hand on the hip. So we're holding the chair for the first one. And I want you to think we're going to twist towards that side. And then we're going to kick that leg out and we bring it back to the middle. So we twist, leg extends and back. So the side that we twist to, that leg is kicking out. So again, we're holding that chair because we got a lot going on. We're picking up one foot, we're twisting, literally a lot of moving parts. So after these first few now, if you feel comfortable and you want to make it harder, you can put the other hand on the hip because that's going to take away a little stability. Great job. We're going to do 3 more. 3, keep that chest nice and puffed up. You should really feel that stomach have to work on this one. Last one. And relax it. All right, I know, lots of moving parts. Right, left, twist, leg going out, but you did great. So now let's take that left hand, let's support ourselves on the chair. That right hand goes behind the head and we're gonna twist, extend, and back together. Twist, bring it back. Really trying to keep a nice tall posture so you're not really bending forward. We're really just trying to twist to the side of the room. And again, keeping that chest up and twisting for this one is what's really going to get that core, those abs woken up, if you'll say. So again, this side now, if you want to, we can take that hand and put it on the hip. But again, only if we're comfortable. If we feel wobbly, just put that hand back on that chair for the support. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. All right, now last one. I throw a hard one at you that you got to think. Last one for this round, really simple. We're just going to jog it out in place. So meaning we're just going to march and bring it up. So again, this is one where if you feel comfortable, you can stand up. And of course, the higher you pull those knees up, the harder it's going to be. And that's whether you're standing or you're sitting. Kind of really exaggerate those motions. So we're really swinging the arms up. We're really pulling those knees high, marching side to side. And we've got 6, 5, and an audience now, 4. They can see your blanket over on the side. 3, 2. This is Rylan. Last one. Relax. My 3rd grader. All right. So last thing that we are doing is another round of those, and then you made it to your stretches, ladies. So we got one more round of these leg ones, and then you made it to the stretching. You're doing great. So we got those clamshells or those hip openers to start. So where we put those feet nice and wide, and we grab a hold of that chair right behind us. We tap those knees together, and then we open it up. We kind of go on those toes. We push the knees together, and then we plant those feet back down together and open. And again, I know it's easy to kind of slunch over with this one. Really kind of use those hands behind you to help keep that nice puffed chest. We squeeze together, we open up. Great job. Really pull it open, squeeze it together. Really try to get a little more range with those legs as they open for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now the tricky one, the one where I make you think, right? Now we got that opposite twisting. So we're going to put that right hand underneath the head, that left hand. Now you've done it. So if you want to start right away with the hand on the hip, feel free. But again, I always like sometimes to start just to make sure I've got that nice balance by gripping that chair. Let's twist and extend that leg that we twist towards. Great range of motion. Looks really nice. And again, the higher we extend that leg, harder it's going to be. Let's keep that chest up so we twist, making those obliques. Do a lot of work. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one on this side. Good. All right. Now we get everything adjusted. I'm grabbing with my right hand. I'm grabbing that chair. That left hand is going behind my head. I'm puffing that chest. I twist. I extend that right foot out and back. Twisting and back. Breathe. Bringing it back. Great, just nice and steady. And don't worry, of course, with any of these, if you go a little faster, that's okay. If you're a little slower, that's okay. We just want everything nice and steady with as full a range of motion as we can get. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. All right, you ready for your last exercise before you've earned the stretches? I throw a simple one at you. We got those nice marching. So let's get those arms moving, those knees coming up. So again, whether we're standing or sitting, think about trying to get that knee as high as you can get it. And I see those shoulders rocking side to side, and I like that because that means you're picking those knees up nice and high, and you're working those obliques a little bit to get that range of motion. Breathing nice and steady. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, Now one more on each side. Relax it. Well, you made it through the hard part. Now you get my favorite part, the stretches. So let's start with those feet. Kind of take a little stance, take them wide apart. I want you to take that left arm, get it on the outside of the right leg, and then you're just going to twist your chest open. So here you notice I'm using the back of the chair, if you can reach it, to twist me more if you have a back. So you're kind of pushing, puffing that chest open. Relax it. Let's bring it back to the middle. Now let's take that right hand, cross it over onto that left leg, twist that chest, and again, if you have the back of a chair, you can grab it and get that nice final twist. Nice deep breathing when we're stretching, always trying to relax a little bit more with the exhale. Bring it back to the middle. Now with those feet nice and wide, we're just going to hang over. You can either let those arms stay on the thighs as you let that chest come between. If you have the flexibility, you can always let those hands come down to the floor. A nice deep breath in, and especially with this one, really nice and slowly come back up. And the reason we want to do that one slowly is since we're bending forward, you've come up really too fast. That's when you can get those head rushes. All right, feet, let's bring them together. Let's lift those arms up overhead. Let's reach them up. Pull them back if you can. Kind of puff that chest forward. Bring those hands forward for me. Round the back. So push that back. So you're pushing back. Those arms are extending forward. You're kind of tucking the chin. And then let's pull it back up one more time. Let's pull it up. Puff that chest. And then last time, let's do that rounding forward one more time. So those hands come forward, we tuck that chin, we round the back, and then bring it back to neutral. Now let's keep one foot planted, and I want one foot to go straight out for me. One leg is straight out. This one, I like to grab a hold of that chair, and then we're gonna reach for the toe with the hand. So if you're reaching with the same foot and same hand, I now want you to grab the chair with that hand, keep the same foot extended, but now reach with the opposite hand towards the toes. And you should feel it kind of in a little different spot when you cross that body a little bit and reach with the opposite hand. Good, roll it up. And now we've got the other side, so now we're gonna extend the other foot. Grab a hold, same foot, same hand. Let's reach it down. Now let's roll up a little. Let's switch hands, grabbing with the other hand and opposite hand. Reaches towards those toes. Let's roll it up. And last one here, let's just do one more nice deep breath. Let's pull those hands up. Give me a really nice deep breath in. And let's breathe that air out as we come down. And give yourselves a hand, ladies. You made it through.